Hello, wealthy family, and welcome to today's Mindset Monday video. Thank you for coming and sharing some time with me. I love and appreciate you all. So, I apologize for the late video, but um again, everything happens for a reason, and I gotta sometimes that bites me in my tail because I'm the reason that something happens. Like what today's Mindset Monday is about is turning your lessons into blessings, because I have been kind of walk because I've been procrastinating. So spirit's been kind of kicking my ass, and I've been kicking myself, and now I got to do some things like 3 times more difficult, where if I had just did it before, it would have been so much simpler. um but I wanted to talk about turning your lessons into blessings because I have been procrastinating to do something, and I finally was like, okay, let me at least get a plan in action. I got to stop procrastinating, get a plan. Let me call in some professionals and some partners and see what they can do, right? It should be like $10,000 max for this project that I wanted to do. And then they quickly told me not only can the project I want to do be done, but it's now going to cost me like 10 times as much, like 10 times as much. And I was like, oh, okay. We're going to come back and revisit that situation, because it has to get done, right? But it's a blessing, because although it's going to cost more financial resources, it's going to give a better gain in the long run. And it instantly, right? Changing my perspective, changing the way how I saw things. And I was like, okay, this is possible. Like, this can be done. So when you get setbacks, or when you get, spanked, right? When you have things that don't go in your favor, process it the way you need to process it, but don't live in that moment. Start to look for the upside. See, when I quit my job, but I let them fire me. But I did things that I knew was going to get me fired, but I wanted to get fired because I wanted to get an appointment. But from that experience, I learned, because even when, and this is 6 years ago, right? Even when I got unemployment, it took a while for that to come in. It wasn't instantaneous. And then it wasn't even a lot. It was like 70% of what I was making, and I only got it for a couple of months. So it wasn't all that it was cracked up to be. But I'm saying that, I'm using that as a lesson, because while I was waiting for the unemployment and waiting to have some, a steady flow of income be built in my favor, I was able to use the time to focus more on me. That's really when my spirituality jumped off and everything. When we built our house, and I kept telling people, as soon as my house is built, I'm going to quit this job. Like, I'm leaving this job. There's no reason for me to be in this place causing myself stress and anxiety. And they was like, nah, that's not going to happen. It's going to take years. That's like, nope, our house is going to be built in 6 months. It was built in 6 months, but we were out for 7 because they had to demo and do certain stuff. And I took that time to focus. What is it that I'm good at the time? What is it that I was good at and that I like to do? At the time, it was cooking. So I started cooking and selling lunches at my job while I'm waiting for them to fire me. Right? Building up that steady clientele, because we were having other vendors come into the cafeteria, but they weren't hitting like I was hitting. So at first I started with my little department, right? And they knew I could cook because we would have potlucks. And then I started with our little department, which is only 13 people. Then from there, they started telling other people. Then from there, they started telling other people. And then when I got fired, I started going to another city. I started going to St. Pete and selling food there, but I was still selling food at my old job. Yes, right? Yes. With this most recent, right, spanking that I'm getting, right, I'm turning this lesson into a blessing, because now I can't do the project that I wanted for the amount that I wanted to do, but it's allowing me now to expand even further. It's going to take a little bit more time, but I can expand so much further. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Now, if I had moved at the time when I was supposed to, could I have come across this lesson per se, or could I have come across this expansion? Maybe, maybe not. But I like to think of it as, again, everything happens for a reason. Yeah, it took some time. Yeah, I had to drive, 30 minutes for free. But literally, but you know what? It was 30 minutes for free for real, because I didn't have to drive 30 minutes to I had to drive to the state building today. I didn't have to drive the 30 minutes, and I ended up parking in the garage, which I normally don't do, and you have to pay for parking. And I was prepared to pay for the documents that I needed. Not only did I get up there, made a little friendly talk with the lady, the baby goo goo gaga at her. She was like, girl, here. She didn't even charge me for the papers I needed. I got to the parking garage, pulled out, put my ticket in, and they didn't make me pay for parking. Ooh, so yes, I drove for free, right? But then, in that 30-minute drive that it took me, right, I got a phone call and was able to kind of plan and strategize. So what I'm saying is, even though things don't always go your way, if you don't stay in that muddle energy, in that crap, why, me, right, having a hissy fit, if you don't stay in that muddle energy and you're like, okay, I can make this work for me. I can make this, I can make this work in my favor. I can get this where I need it to be beneficial for me. The universe will start giving you ideas, and things will just start popping in. It'll just be inspired, just pop. You'll be like, wow, why didn't I think of this before? Right? So again, it's about transmuting the energy, but what frequency are you tuning into? You can beat yourself up and you can stay in that beat up phase energy, or you can take your loss, be like, I should have moved differently, but now what can I do with this newfound information? I got fired, I got time. A relationship fell through, I got more time for me now. Financing didn't come through, I got to look for it another way. It wasn't meant to be. The interest is going to be too high. The bid you put in for this house or for this project fell through. That's just giving you the opportunity to look elsewhere. Something you've been asking for or wanting to for the longest time didn't come in. It's going to come in on the time you wanted it to. It's going to come in multiplied. You just got to start looking at things differently. So turn that lesson or that negativity or that horrible thing that happened to you into a blessing. Transmute it and make it work for you, because you are the creator of your own reality. Okay? So I love you all. I appreciate you all. Hubby's back there cooking. Yes, my hubby is cooking. Tomorrow's our anniversary, and it was our friend's birthday last week, so he was like, I got it, I'll cook for you. He's cooking for me today and for tomorrow. I think he's taking me out tomorrow. I don't know. He just told me be right, and I was like, oh, you ain't got to say nothing. Say less. I will be right. All right. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love. Peace.